I have huge news! Honestly, I've been trying to gather my thoughts this morning because there's so much to talk about. I'm going to talk about what's going on with the stock market, what caused all of this, what the fallout is going to be, and then I'm going to speak to the conservatives in the crowd. Nicely. Let's start here. About the stock market. Wasn't the Dow actively dropping as Trump was talking about his tariffs? Yes and no. Yes, it was dropping, but I don't give a shit what any outlet is saying. This was not about tariffs. It's about oil. Why do I say that? Well, yesterday morning, we knew tariffs were coming. Like the only thing that could happen was Trump saying that tariffs would be on pause. They were coming no matter what. And the stock market was green. But then the stock market went red. And the timing is so coincidental, it went red at the same time as the oil prices dropped. But why did the oil prices drop? And I want to point out that Brent crude, right, which is the benchmark for OPEC, is at its lowest level in a year. It's near its record low. It's the lowest level it's been since 2021. Because OPEC has announced a production increase of about 138,000 barrels per day starting in April. So oil fell off a cliff. This is Apple. It fell off a cliff at the same time, within a few minutes. This isn't about tariffs. This isn't about tariffs. This is about oil. All these stocks, look at that, all fell off at the same time. What does this mean for the rate announcement next week? Oh, this changes things. It's a 50-50. Like, I thought it was going to be a hold for sure, even with the tariffs in place. With this, though, well, it's going to mean cuts for the rest of the year, for sure. Because, of course, as an oil-producing nation, cheap oil is going to be a hit to our GDP. Now, this is going to be a shit show. Businesses are going to shut down across North America. Things are going to get more expensive. No one benefits from this. This is from CIBC, okay? So don't get upset at me. Write to CIBC. CIBC says trust in U.S. trade is dead and stocks are vulnerable, says the idea of reciprocal tariffs is quite idiotic. Basically, and it's true, we can't trust the Americans anymore. We won't be able to trust them for decades to come because this type of shit show can happen again. When you make an agreement and you put it on paper, that is supposed to be ironclad. They've just ripped all that shit up. Ergo, you can't trust them. Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter what they agree to, you can't trust them. So what do you think is going to happen in the future? Do you think anyone's going to trust them? Now, obviously, other countries are going to retaliate against these tariffs because you have to. And the Americans have said they're going to retaliate against those retaliations. An idea the CIBC analysts call quite idiotic. This is his negotiation tactic. He's not negotiating. It's all bullshit. Look, I'm going to show you something that might shock you. There is one gun store in Mexico. One heavily guarded gun store in Mexico. How are they getting their guns? I'll just let you chew on that for a little bit. And of course, I've covered it a million times here. The problem with the border in Canada is not that things are coming from Canada to the U.S. It's that things are coming from the U.S. to Canada. And now there's this. I mean, I don't know how much more proof you people need. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth orders a halt to offensive cyber operations against Russia. Russia has intensified cyber operations against Ukraine and NATO countries according to previous U.S. intelligence and private sector reports. Just listen to this U.S. politician get the news live on air.
I want to ask you something because of the position you have on armed services. CBS has confirmed these reports that Defense Secretary Hegseth has ordered U.S. Cyber Command to temporarily halt cyber operations and planning against Russia. The Washington Post reports that that's as long as the negotiations continue. There are no negotiations underway. Does this concern you? Have you been briefed on this?
I don't. No, I'm not unaware of that. I don't believe that would be. There are too many. I'm certain.
And he can be forgiven. Everyone is like that right now. France has trouble understanding U.S. halt on cyber operations against Russia. The world is saying, what the fuck? What could possibly go wrong? It's not like they could hack into your systems and disable your entire government and maybe even take control of your weaponry. Not to mention the massive propaganda campaign. I quite like Putin. This isn't about conservatives versus liberals, okay? Like, let's face it, what are the conservatives promising? They're promising the same thing the liberals are promising. Everyone here in Canada is promising the same shit. This isn't about Republicans versus Democrats in the U.S. because even the Republicans are like, what the fuck? This is about Putin using this guy to take all your shit. There's no upside in this for you. So I don't understand why you're supporting it. There is no upside for you. Everything that you've been told that's an upside is a lie. And I just don't know how you're falling for it.